Welcome to VidZet. I'm Dr. Ted Noel. After this morning's post about John McCain and his probable chronic subdural hematoma, John McCain's family has announced that he actually has a glioblastoma multiforme, and that was the cause of his subdural hematoma. So technically it was an acute rather than a chronic subdural. The symptoms are still the same. But glioblastoma makes this outlook much worse. Now, glioblastoma is a primitive type tumor. It arises from the supporting structure of the brain, and it's highly aggressive. It's one of those things where surgically you cannot cure the tumor. You would have to take out big chunks of the brain, and even then you don't know if you've gotten the job done. So it would appear that they got most of it, but because it's aggressive, it tends to recur. Now, the question arises, what do you do to treat? And there are common treatment approaches that involve various kinds of chemotherapy and radiation. The mean survival will depend on whether he has a particular variant of it or not. And the key here is looking at the cell type. He may last a year, he might last 4 or 5. But along the way, the treatment involves lots of chemotherapy, and anybody who's had chemotherapy knows what that does to you. You get knocked for a loop. It also would involve radiation, and the time involved in all of these treatments is rather considerable. Because being a U.S. Senator is an extremely time-intensive process, it is highly unlikely that Senator McCain will look at this and say, I can be senator and do all of this other stuff. So I would expect very shortly that we will see an announcement from Senator McCain that he is retiring from the Senate, and it is the appropriate thing to do. As we mentioned before with the Republican governor and the particular statute in Arizona, there will be another Republican senator from Arizona. End of story. So it won't change the balance in the Senate. But because this is such a horrible outlook, we must remember that Senator McCain and his family have a tough road ahead, and our prayers need to go for them to get through the difficulties that are coming up. I'm Dr. Ted Noel. Thanks for watching.